days, and there is going to be a pause coming in because we had a little technical glitch with the stream, and the players are very kindly just going to wait for us. So this shouldn't be too long. It should just be a couple moments at most. So first map was 16-6 to CPLAY. Second map was 16-13, I believe, to LDLC. And that was Cobblestone and Inferno respectively. And now we're on Cache, which is a map that LDLC typically are extremely strong on. But CPLAY are no scrubs themselves, and this is a map that will allow Zanzir to free his arms up a tiny bit more with the AWP and do more work, because Cache is a very AWP-friendly map. You can take it in mid, seen AWPs take it on B, can be taken A, can pretty much go across the map on either side. It is just as viable and potentially devastating on CT or T sides. Rip Skinnings. Zodas. It's early days, bro. Some people were writing LDLC off at the start of Inferno when it was looking bad for them. This game's right up in the air now. This is a 50-50 coin flip for me. I'd probably slightly edge LDLC because their performances on Cache are typically better than CPLAY's, I would say. And also they have the momentum in the sense they just won the last map. But you never quite know. So what do you guys reckon? You've heard my thoughts. Who do you think is going to win? We're going to have CPLAY or LDLC taking this one home. We are back live again. Into the fray. On Cache. Whatever happens, we have to elect a winner after this map. Those of you asking who picked Cache, nobody did pick Cache. It was the deciding choice of map. Zanzir with the early headshot, forced by in from the terrorist. They're running into a Molotov, and Percy from NBK Spot is just going to mow down on LDLC without taking any casualties, and that forced by, well, the commitment just simply didn't pay off for LDLC. No bomb plant, no kills, nothing. That was a big face into door moment there. And CPLAY, they have these rounds where they just look so convincing, and then they'll have a couple rounds where they're really sketchy. So I think LDLC will be looking for those chinks in the armor. They'll be looking for the Achilles heel, the vulnerabilities in CPLAY's defense. And that's probably not a way to find it from Matt Hen just walking out onto the site through the smoke. He just gets destroyed there. Here comes potential play from Fox. This has 3-0 written all over it, barring a huge play with that Tech 9, I would have to say, or a PT50. Yeah, as the pro Mung says, this is a CT-sided map. There's no point getting carried away because CPLAY take an early 3-0 lead. If we start to get towards 5, 6, 7-0 territory, then I would start to get a bit worried if you're an LDLC fan. But after the pistol round, you're expecting the 3-0. There's nothing too out of the ordinary here. What I would say is maybe a slight disappointment for the T's as they're getting mowed down here is that there have been 2 rounds in a row where CPLAY have took 0 casualties. So the sad thing and the worrying thing there comes in the sense that the economy is starting to build from CPLAY. You can already see that Zanzir has himself an AWP, and there is no huge surprises from me there. There is going to be a buy-in now from LDLC. It's the reason why CPLAY dropped all their SMGs and their lower tier weapons, because they're respecting. Hold on a second. Is that Molotov raining bullets? I don't know if you called that on stream or if my game just bugged. He threw a Molotov and bullets started falling out from it. I've never seen that before. Today I learned Molotovs fight like just rain bullets. Craziness. Anyway, Muff, he's going to pick up the first frag, but he gets traded out from body. And there's going to be another interesting start. This will favour the LDLC guys though. Well, not anymore, because Zanzir gets the AWP shot on the way across body, pushing out of the smoke. Gets completely decimated. Now the CTs are moving in. They have sussed out this attack from the Ts. Percy now gets himself a headshot, but there is Fox to reply right back in kind. LDLC has still yet been able to leapfrog ahead of their opponents. The problem is here that LDLC, they're trading out, but they're just losing the last couple of fights, and it's costing them rounds. This, unless Toynu can just go huge with that bomb in his hands in 25 seconds. I mean, he's got the plant down, so that's not terrible from this position, but now the retake's coming in, and he's going to have to watch 3 separate directions while there's a Molotov raining down. It's the headshot that will finish this round. It's going to keep them away from that bomb for a few more seconds, but they're going to be able to defuse and take 3 weapons forward, including the AWP. So 4-0 now for CPLAY. Still wouldn't be too worried if you're an LDLC fan, because they can definitely bounce back into this one, but CPLAY have started off very confidently indeed. So Zanzi taking the AWP into mid. I said before that it's a map that really does support AWPing a hell of a lot, similar to Dust 2 in a lot of respects. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Zanzi starts to switch up his positions, if he starts to maybe take it to A and B. You can see here that Muff again from vent boosts up very into the vents, and I'm quite surprised that Matt Hen would fall for that trick. It's fairly obvious there'd probably be somebody in there. It's a spot that every single team utilizes. It's the one I saw Stacks using first, and now pretty much every team does it. There's not much to talk about here, guys. Now, I really want to get in depth with the analysis, but CPLAY, again, similar to their Cobblestone CT side, are just looking flawless. There is no weaknesses that I can really see, and LDLC certainly can't see them. And they're just running into a wall over and over again. It is a metaphorical wall that is just made up of Danes. And they're hungry for rounds. There is the first kill on the round. And the second as well, so it's been a pretty good trade-off so far. But there's Percy with 13 hit points, but that's all that he needs with a double headshot. Now Fox with 25 seconds. He's going to try and emulate Toynu, who got a bomb plant down in a similar scenario just a few moments prior. And he's unable to do anything, and it is already a 5-0. I don't know what to tell you guys. LDLC, they are looking uninspired right now. They need to get some set plays down. I'd like to see them maybe try a fast push through mid. They haven't really penetrated through mid thus far, and it's such a key part of this map on T side. So they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and come up with something special. The issue is that if they do go through mid, there is that man Zanzi who's going to be picking off players. And Fox just found out the hard way. So they forced themselves up into this scenario with AK-47s and a P250, and they've already lost a player. So they're right on the back foot again. They're going to try and boost up, but they must know that Zanzi will just be laid there and wait. There's no reason for him to have moved position in the time that he got that first frag. And LDLC again, they're just kind of stuck. Not too sure what to do, hoping for some opening picks, but the CT's playing very smart, not giving anything away. What a lot of CT teams will do, what I've noticed from casting, especially on maps like Cache where information is key, that they'll start to overdo it. They'll start to maybe get too carried away and start to push in positions they really shouldn't. They get picked off, and that can quickly translate into rounds for Ts. So CTs need to be careful. CPLAY need to be careful here that they don't start to fall into that trap. So far it's been smooth sailing, and I said if we get 5, 6, 7, 0 to CPLAY, that's when I'd start to worry from LDLC's perspective, because that's another flawless round. They lose no weapons, a clean sweep of kills, and LDLC have so much money to play with as well. Now I'd start to worry a tiny bit. LDLC have 4 smokes, 2 of which have just been thrown, and if they're thrown from there you can bet your bottom dollar that it's a mid. And there we go, 2 of them have landed. Zanzi gets smoked off. It's not a perfect smoke though. He's able to just peek around the corner undeterred, sees that it's not mid. He's going to call out to the rest of his team, but his team are crumbling on A, which is where the site is coming, so it was a fake through mid. LDLC going to be getting that bomb planted. This is the first time we've really seen them have a good opportunity at a round, and they need to take this one. They've been given an inch, take a mile. Or you are looking at 7, potentially 8-0 deficit. Matt Hen has to move away from the position because there's a Molotov cooking him slowly. 2 frags come out from the CTs. Berry's down to 2 HP. They've got so much money, there's no point at them trying to save from this position. But Berry picks up the expensive AWP and tries to get exit frags, but can't do anything. And that's 6-1. There we go, LDLC. You've finally got a foot on the ladder. Keep climbing. Do not let up here. They get the AWP themselves. Again, it's a map which supports AWP play on both sides. It's not a case of just a CT-sided AWP fest. Zanzir, though, with all the money that he's accrued, is easily going to pick that one up himself. A similar tactic again. They smoked mid twice through connector to stop the vision coming through, but the retaliation mollies are in effect. This is what I'm talking about. Don't go peeking too much. This is exactly the trap that I see so many CT sides falling into. I understand that information's key, but the terrorists have to plant, not the CTs. And by doing that, you've just gift-wrapped an AWP to the opposite team, or at least taken it away from yourselves. Look at this, 2 players up in boost. It's Fox and Holtz. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to move first? It's going to be a flash in from Berry. No, he decides against it at the last second. I thought they were going to flash over and then allow Holtz to go for the push, but he gets caught with his pants down. Didn't even react to that one. Fox gets the kill. And now another A execute is in effect. Quick rotation from Muff, who's on B still. He's got 2 players though. 2 comrades on the site behind red container who are looking to pounce. Here we go from Berry. There's number 1. He gets traded out instantly. The bomb gets planted and the rotator of Muff gets picked off. So, I was worried. But LDLC proving once again that even when they look down and out, they can stand back tall and come out swinging, and that's exactly what is happening. All of that economy, all of the money that CPLAY had in their back pocket has been dwindled down to pennies, and that's about it. So, up on the side of Toy New, up on the side of Zanzir. This is a round that CPLAY need to make. Mid. This is the one aspect that I was calling out before in LDLC that they weren't exploiting enough, and that's mid. And I don't know if it's a case of I've just kind of hit the nail on the head for them, but that smoke was appalling, by the way. I'm sorry, Matt Hen, but that smoke, though. You up, mate? That slip out the drool on his hands, I have no idea what happened, but okay, it's a 3-on-3. These mistakes happen, but it could end up costing them big. But yeah, they've started to use mid a hell of a lot more, which is what I like to see from them, and they're reaping the benefits. Bombs planted now, this time on B. The last 2 rounds have been on A. Mixing things up, keeping the CTs guessing. Zanzir is an upper with the AWP. They only have a Molotov and 2 flashbangs. They have to use that, and Zanzir gets completely destroyed off Toinu, and again, just doesn't react. They've got the crossfire in effect. And Percy's like, okay, peace guys, I'm out of here. I'm not interested. I've got a kill. That's all I want from this round. 6-3 now will be the score.
Terrorists win.
Did you catch that, by the way, Ruben? When I was talking about the Molotov, like, raining bullets. Did you see that as well? Or am I just going crazy? Oh, did you? He said he didn't know. Rip. Rip the dream. So, yeah, you can see that CPLAY have the M4 saved up from Percy. A lot of times you will see when this scenario happens that the player with the M4 will stack a site on his own. The rest of the team will go elsewhere, but they're rushing through. The 3-man death squad. Now starting to rotate. The terrorists are caught in 2 minds. Do we want to push on A or do we want to fake this one? Going for the delayed boost. Getting some all-important, vital information. Off with the 5.7 is always going to come out second best at long range. Did do 35 HP and worth of damage, and I guess won't be too hard done by. Look at this! CT coming around the corner, but Berry waited too long to pull the trigger. And Fox, good guy Fox, coming to the aid of his teammates, and Berry was hoping to sneak up behind both of them and execute them both down. Did not pay off for them. Patience that time was not a virtue. And now LDLC looking good for their 4th round in a row. It was an eco from CPLAY. They'll be able to buy up next round whatever happens here, but for all of the strengths they had before, they're just losing out now. Headshot from Zanzir. Is he going to be able to pick up anything else? He's got the AK-47 in his back pocket, and he'll be happy enough to save that going through. So CPLAY, they had a great start. It's been sketchy for them. It's been choppy, to say the least. Zanzir is going to get the upper hand here on body, just completely catches him unawares. The last two T's aren't close enough to get this weapon off him, I don't think, unless Zanzi starts to move towards them. I think he wants to just hang around in main and maybe go back towards A. Yeah, he's hanging in main, just waiting for someone to push him. So, 6-4 now. Full buy-in effect from CPLAY. They could get themselves an AWP if they so choose, but they're sticking with the AK-47 and the 4M4s instead. So, what I'd expect to maybe see here if they want to play aggressive in mid is to smoke mid and push somebody down to watch either boost or the tight right near vents. Let's see if that's the play. Yes, that is the play. And this makes a lot of sense. When you see 5 AKs and M4s, just basically assault rifles, there's no point playing long range. Play the short game. Force the terrorists to come to you, because you can get the crossfire in, and you can pull off exactly what Percy and Zanzir just did there. It's very hard to call, and it's very hard to deal with, barring a couple pop flashes. And you can see that the CTs there completely caught off LDLC. They've been very one-dimensional with the AWP gameplay. As I'm speaking, the CTs do pick up the round as well. And I nearly fell for that as well. Player body left the game, banned by VAC. I read that, I was like, you what, mate? Didn't quite catch me off guard this time, but I like that. It's all about mixing it up, guys. It really is. If you can mix it up and catch the enemy off guard, they thought, great. Mid smoked, we can push through. Zanzi's not going to be able to AWP us off, he's not going to be able to pick us off. And they just walk into an absolute firing squad. Now Zanzi's dropped the AK to Muff and he's picked up the AWP for himself. So mixing it up again. Almost daring the terrorists to try and do the same tactic. Mind games between the two teams, and it's such a huge integral part of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Stacking mid again. The CTs haven't gone for that boost into vents these last few rounds. They've been more concerned with just holding deep into sites. Holst through main on lockers. That is a good position that they haven't used before. But there's Matt Hen through the vents. I just called before, they're not using this boost anymore. And doing so, you're giving away a little bit of room to the terrorists. That Molotov will force out Berry. That's a beautiful molly and smoke, by the way. Perfectly placed. You've got this double shield. Molly forces back so he can't spray through the smoke. And the smoke stops the vision. But they didn't extinguish each other. So good. That's something right off of training. And you can see Toynu with the AWP work. Double shot there through onto vents. Percy gets dropped alongside his teammate, and now it's Zanzit and Berry, who again just want to say they've got the AWP, they've got an M4. There's no point contesting this, and it's going to be 7-5. So, CPLAY. What's been going wrong for CPLAY? The thing is, it's been a kind of column A, column B situation. I called this before, that peeking and getting carried away with information gets a lot of teams in trouble. They lose players. We saw this before when Toynu went to main. Zanzia peeked out of main with an AWP. He got picked up LDLC. That's the second round they got, basically. And from there on in, CPLAY have done this a few more times. They're also giving up certain areas of the map that before they were controlling, like Vent, for example. Like Squeaky as well. We saw that CPLAY were very content to go into Squeaky and keep the terrorists and their half of the map. That's a really nice shot, by the way, as I'm speaking. Onto Fox from Zanzir. And that's what they need as well. They need him to be stepping up. He's 16 for 5 right now. Percy's 14 for 4. I'm getting a bit of deja vu from Cobblestone, whereas these two that were performing so well. Berry, though, from Checkered, doing his job all with the M4, gets the first kill, spots a couple more players. It will be a flashed out Matt Hend, who should have fell down beforehand. Here comes a scout from Muff trying to snipe them as they push back towards mid. But still the terrorists stay on B. And still CPLAY just have to hold on. Flashbanging onto main. Holst is still there alongside his teammate of Percy, and as I'm speaking there, just Berry is cleaning up. He gets himself another 3 frags and picks up, what was that, 4 in the round? Very nicely done by him. Zanzi got the opening pick, and then Berry came in to mop up the pieces. So CPLAY didn't even do necessarily what I said. That was an odd push from LDLC where they had one player go out of main who got picked off without any smoke or flashbang from Zanzi. That was Fox, I believe. And then the rest of them kind of single-filed their way into B and just got mopped up from Berry. So, an uncoordinated effort from the terrorists gets punished. Zanzia this time, as I said, you can take that AWP anywhere you please on this map. Taking it to B for one of the first times that we've seen, and reaps that reward with the early frag onto body this time. There's a lot more information been given across to CPLAY. That smoke is going to stop them from pushing for a few moments longer. Berries and vents, these are the things that I was calling up before, and CPLAY are locking them down. And the interesting thing is that he's gotten to vent through the outside, so that could throw the T's off a slight bit here. He does pull himself back just as the boost comes in. That's such unfortunate timing. If he'd still been in vents there, he'd have had a field day. It would have been at least 1 kill and maybe more. And with the tables being turned back into the T's favour now that that 1-1 trade's gone down, I've already explained why I say that, because it splits the CTs up that much thinner. They have every chance now to get themselves some rounds. Still, the B push is coming in. There is Muff with a double kill, and Zanzia as well. Toynu does get one back, but that's all it's going to be surely. Molotov will stop him for a few more seconds. Zanzia eats a flashbang to the forehead, but there's Percy. Headshot with the M4 running 9-5 for CPLAY. And LDLC have very little to force buy with. It will probably be Tech 9 armor plus grenades, and maybe try a set piece onto A and then rush afterwards. There's two ways that they could potentially approach this. Is smokes into connector and fake out mid again, or it could just be a set play onto A straight up. It seems like there are going to be smoke into mid, and it's going to be an A push. Here we go. Action is imminent. Flashbangs, smokes, pistols, everything you can ask for. And here come the return grenades. It's going to be so much damage towards the T's. That Molotov as well is going to stop them planting for a little while longer. And the CTs have probably just about done enough to hold off this round. They've still got Molly and a grenade on Berry. And here comes Berry from behind. They've got the bomb planted. The question is, can they secure this from 3 M4s and an AWP? They get a pretty nice trade. They line up for Percy, and he obliges from toxic barrels. That's going to be 10-5, and CPLAY put themselves in a good position. All things considered, though, 10-5 is not a terrible half for T's. They're probably like 6, but 5 is still very doable. And LDLC do have a solid CT side on cash, so there's every chance they can still pull themselves back into this game and end up winning it. So Zanzia 18 for 5, Percy 18 for 4, Berry 13 for 8. And the only player with double digits is Toynu with 11 for 10 on LDLC. They're going to be hoping that changes. They are on the easier side now, so now is definitely time for some players to step up. And it is a quick fire 1-for-1 trade on towards B. Matt Hend, what can you do? The question is, get a headshot before falling down. That could be enough to get the rest of his team in close enough proximity to clutch out this round. But it's going to be tough because 2 players are low. Berry's on 41, Muff's down to 68. The bomb's been planted though, and CPLAY now just, all they have to do is camp. They just have to wait for the CTs to push them. That's what they've done on vents. But here comes Zanzia, he's being flanked. What a headshot onto Toynu. I thought he was a dead man. And it goes from a 3-on-3 to a 3v0, and the 2 players I mentioned that were low both survive. So pixel perfect aim will always trump anything else. And CPLAY, they've got that huge round under their belt, and one that LDLC desperately required. It's 5-7s with a P250 and Deagle buy-up now from LDLC. They've got themselves some utility to play with. They've got no defuse kit though. The CS gods need to smile upon LDLC here. It's just gone from bad to worse. But it's still not over. It sounds like I'm already writing LDLC off. People were writing them off on Inferno, and look how that map ended. On CT side, they really started to show up. Zanzia with a lovely little entry frag onto Fox, who was behind highway box. Now, Toynu is there. What a shot with the 5-7. That's a point-blank range execution style kill. A drive-by. And he will now back away and play defensive, deep defensive CT work, going back in for second. Meanwhile, CPLAY are trying to make the most of this in mid. They spot themselves Matt Hend, who gets his head rearranged from Zanzia. And 38 seconds on the timer. CPLAY pushing in. They're going for the jugular. Smokes up into upper. They've got one at lower as well. There's no chance that the CTs are getting in for the next few moments. Bomb's been planted. LDLC going to save these pistols. And totally understand why. You're in a 4v3. 5-7 at Deagle plus Kevlar. Still pretty costly. It's not something you want to just throw away on a whim. Sorry, they don't have a Deagle. It's 2 5.7s and a P250 that they have. So sure, it's not a huge amount of money to save, but it's something, and it allows them to have 3 more upgraded pistols with Kevlar going through into this next round. They could even get themselves a nice little AK as well. No, Percy didn't drop it. And Toyanu's not able to get this. It's got a nice little pink part at the back of his case harden that I just noticed there. I think it must be quite rare. Looks nice on his 5.7. I'm not normally a huge fan of case hardened weapons, but that didn't look too bad. So yeah, as I said, they're able to save up these 5.7s and the P250 going forward to the next round. So it's almost like another upgraded round, I guess you could say, which is a whole lot better than a straight up eco round. But still, it's the rounds that count, and in that sense, they're well and truly behind and well and truly second best. Here comes CPLAY onto B again, just the one player there. That is that man, Matt Hend, who's consistently been on B. They know he's the B player. If they pick him off, the chances are pretty good that they'll call to just push on in. And that smoke is going to force him backwards and allow the terrorists to push in. Looking for the frag, and Matt Hend goes walking on upper. He already thought the players had crossed the B by the looking of his aim. And that just wasn't the case. Percy spraying up, probably should have done better with that spray control. Allows upper to save his life just for a few more seconds. Now Body trying to line up those shots with the P250. Does get one frag, but it's still going one way in favour of the terrorists. They just lost another player in the form of Devil onto Muff, who's thinking about, yeah, he's going to save that AK more than likely. And boy, oh boy, it's going to turn 13-5. And, I mean, I thought LDLC would have a much better opportunity at winning this map than CPLAY, but so far it has just been anything but that. CPLAY, with not necessarily the best CT performance, but it was solid to start off with. If we look here, they won 6 rounds back-to-back and then lost the next 4. But then they ended up getting another 4 before half-time, so it was 10-5 at half-time, and I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, that's not the worst T side. I mean, you can work with that still, right? That's still doable. Lose the pistol round, and these T rounds have been so comfortable for CPLAY. But here's the real first proper confrontation that we're going to see, the real first test of the Danes T side. There's an AWP, and there's 4 M4s, but it's a 1-for-1 trade early off. Sanzia lands the grenade. And we've already seen that LDLC are capable of just like clawing in for dear life and grinding out these really close, intense rounds. We've already seen that happen, so you can't write them off just yet. But if they lose this round, you're looking at 14-5 with a potential force buy of sort of FAMASs and 5.7s. At that point, I'm thinking, well, CPLAY are just a couple steps away from winning this game. That would be 14-5, and LDLC have a huge uphill climb, a mountain for them to climb. Devil's been forced off. He takes so much damage from that Molotov, but he calculated it, realizing if he just runs straight out, he's very vulnerable to just being dropped down. So he does just about survive. Here comes the rush in from the CPLAY, though. That flashbang connects, and a quick fire. Oh my goodness, Zanzi gets 2. I was about to say, he quickly flicked to the player at MBK, but then gets the player on the side as well, who I thought would have been in good contention to pick himself up a hatful of frags. And now it goes from, what, a 4v3 to a 3-on-2. Back to all equality. It's the tag team partnerships and Holsters in a 1v2. There's the first frag. Can he put the final nail in the coffin? No, he can't. And the bomb will be defused by Fox, 13-6. That's a huge, huge round for LDLC, sorry. Gives them their 6th round, gives them confidence, allows them now to buy up. But again, it's that key word, momentum. Do not throw this round away, LDLC. Do not lose this round, or you're right back in the doo-doo. If LDLC lose this, they're still in the same position as if they'd lost the last round, pretty much. It's time to get momentum. It's time to get consecutive rounds back to back. It's now or never. You're running out of rounds. You're just running out of time, LDLC. So, CPLAY, what do you have in store? The 20th round. Looked like a boost. Berry is there. Holst is there now as well, alongside Zanzir, who they boosted up with Yorp. Here we go, double boost up. Playing this one slow. CT so far so good for them, just holding in deep, not giving any free frags away. Don't peek it, he peeks it from body to get information. And that was his downfall. Yes, you got the information, mate, but you also got a bullet to the chest from an AWP, and that is all she wrote for you, and that could be all she wrote for LDLC, unless Devil can pull off a huge play here from NBK. Muff going in, gets the first one, surely not a second. This would be catastrophic. Here comes Devil, two, very nearly a third, but Zanzir peeks round the corner with the AWP and just racks him from close range. 3-on-1. And Matt Hend, do you even want to go for this, or are you more content to save this weapon and play for the long haul? The boost is up. Zanzir looking at the wrong direction. Matt Hend throws away that opportunity, and what I'd like to see him do right now is just save. He goes back in. Okay. I mean, okay, cool. Here's why I'd like him to save. First of all, to give them a FAMAS going forward. Secondly, he's an 1v3. Thirdly, he'd given his position away. And he was in no place to get any kills from that confrontation, let alone defuse the bomb. There wasn't enough time. The T's had perfect crossfire down on him. He knew at least two were on quad and he had no utility to play with. So I don't really understand that push. Maybe they're giving up here. Who knows? Who knows? Body with a nice kill, looking for a second one, doesn't get it from corner. And, well, 14-6 suddenly turns into 15-6. Devil, with a P215 Kevlar to his name, is he going to open his account in this round? Is he going to deposit a smackdown for CPLAY? Because if he doesn't, they're going to have to save 9 rounds in a row just to keep themselves in this match in overtime. And he's kind of doing neither. He's looking for exits, I think. But he's going to get caught out here from the AK-47 from Holst. And Holst can afford to lose this. He doesn't really care that much. They've got so much economy that they can easily replenish that AK-47. So you got an exit frag, that's all well and good, but CPLAY got the 15th round. So we're almost going to have a carbon copy of Cobblestone, which finished 16-6. LDLC are on, of course, a force buy, with it potentially being the last round of the game. You can see there 3 FAMASes, a Deagle, an M4, no defuse, bare bones grenades across the board. And maybe we're about to witness one of the greatest comebacks in CS. Maybe. Just maybe. I really doubt it, but I want to keep optimistic as a cast, alright? I can't say this game's already over. Well, maybe it is, because Devil's just dropped, the quad player's also fallen, and now it's on the 2-on-5. And Matt End, or Body, are you just about to explode? Are you about to supernova on us? That is the only way that the French plus Belgian stay in this game. There's the first kill. It's all on Matt Henry. He's got 1 HP, and that's all she wrote for this best of 3. A bit of an anticlimactic end, but still a great best of 3. That second map, Inferno, was fantastic to watch and cast. I really hope you enjoyed the coverage here of the CS Arena Showdown Invitational here on Hitbox. And we do have 2 more days of action coming up for you tomorrow and the day after. The schedule again is below the stream on the left hand side of the chat. Please hit that follow button if you want to watch more of these games. I've been Metis, my producer